So Chapter 6 Season 1 is here, so today we are going to go through every new POI as we have received a brand new map. Although it is quite early into the new chapter, but we're going to go through these and give my opinion of them so far, so let's rank these from worst to best. So at number 18 on the list, I've gone with Shine and Span. Now this is a cool and unique POI with the bridge, where you can drive vehicles across, but in all honesty it's not a great place to land at, not got that much loot, and although it's got a cool layout, it's not the best place to go. Number 17, Bird. This is a large gas station where you can refill vehicles, and it's got a few buildings that have a nice design, but nothing crazy, decent loot here, and it's not the best, but it does have a pretty cool name though. Number 16, Foxy Floodgate. This is a dam that has great views, however beside that it's quite an average POI, so this one had to be quite low on the list. Number 15, Brutal Boxcars. Not much loot here, only a few chests in the train carts and the shipping containers. However, I doubt many people land here as it's quite out of the way, so if you want to have a quiet start to the game then this is probably the ideal place to go. Number 14, Hopeful Heights. This is another quiet POI, and this one has two NPCs, Hope and Jones. You can interact with these NPCs to trade gold for loot, but other than that, not a great place to land at, but it's not the worst. Number 13, Shogun's Solitude. This is surrounded by red trees, and it's got a nice look. There are a lack of high ground areas, so it's not great in that aspect, but it's not bad, and it's got a nice theme, so I didn't want to put it too low on the list. Number 12, Lost Lake. This is a Japanese area surrounded by swamp water, and it's quite a decent POI, but there are definitely better ones, but this is definitely a place that I would land now and again. Number 11, Magic Mosses. This is located in a deep forest area. I do like the location and the layout, but it's nothing special. I'd land here, but not every game. The loot is decent, but not the best. Number 10, Whiffy Wharf. This is a sea village located on a dock, and it's got lots of small buildings, and it's a nice location with plenty of chests scattered around. Definitely an ideal place to go. Number 9, Flooded Frogs. This has got lots of frog statues, which is pretty cool, but don't let that distract you from the great layout and design of the POI. Lots of loot, and it's definitely a really good place to land at. Definitely one of my favourites. Number 8, Pumped Power. I do like the layout of this POI, quite versatile with the different buildings and areas, and the loot isn't bad, it's decent in my opinion. Number 7, Demon's Dojo. This is surrounded by snow and a large mountain, and this has a boss located at the center part of the POI, which obviously has a mythic weapon. There is definitely some value in landing at this POI, so it's definitely worth going to. Number 6, Twinkle Terrace. This is a small POI with plenty of buildings that usually have at least 2 floors, so the loot is actually really good here. A good place to land and loot up. Not anything bad to say about it, but I definitely prefer the others a little bit more, such as Warrior's Watch, which is coming in at number 5. This is actually a really good place for zero build, as you could take over the main building for high ground. It's got decent loot, and I also like the layout and the theme. It's not the biggest POI, but I do like the design, and this is definitely a place that I would land often. One of my go-to spots. Number 4, Canyon Crossing. Great layout of this POI. It's separated by a bridge in the middle, and it's got lots of buildings with plenty of loot. The type of place to land when playing squads. You could definitely land here with your teammates and split up, loot up, and probably get a bit of action as well. I can imagine a lot of people will land here, especially if the bus is going right over. Number 3, Night Shift Forest. Love the scenery here. The central part has a vault that can be opened for a lot of loot. The trees make this POI feel quite magic, especially with the great graphics. It's just a nice POI to look at, but it does have decent loot and materials, so it's definitely a good place to land at, and it's definitely one of the most appealing POIs in terms of design and the actual aesthetic. Number 2, Seaport City. This is pretty much a smaller version of Mega City. It's right next to the ocean, and it's also got a train nearby. There's plenty of loot here, definitely one of the best new POIs in my opinion. And at number 1, it is Masked Meadows. This is a Japanese themed version of Pleasant Park. Really like the design of the buildings. It's got a load of pink trees, which definitely make it more appealing. It's got the little tennis courts on the side as well, and this is definitely my favourite new place to go. It's also got a little bit of a pond area as well in the middle, so this one is an amazing POI in my opinion, and it's number 1 for me. But which new POI is your favourite? Let me know in the comments below. And for now, there's a load more videos on screen here. Make sure to click another one to keep on watching, and I'll see you all for that.